People, Deluded, I'm back again. As usual, I always appreciate your support, so it means a lot that you're back again. Now, on Sunday, we play Sheffield United. Our manager, Mikel Arteta, has spoken. You know me, I like to offer the full transcript. So for those of you like me that like that, let's crack on, people. When speaking to the media, he was asked on how pleased he is with the first 5 games we have played. He said, well, I think we have started the season strongly in terms of results. And as well, when we analyse the teams that we've played, it was a big challenge. We played Liverpool 3 times in 8 weeks or something. So to come out of that situation we're in at a moment is really good. But it's just a few games, and now the most difficult thing is to find consistency every 3 days to keep performing and to try keeping the results as good as possible. We're on that trail at the moment. So we've got a long way to go. Listen, the harsh critics in me will say, you know, I hear that. Community Shield, we did our thing. But the first real big test specific to the league against Liverpool, where we just had to put in a credible performance, me personally, I think it's missing. I don't think we played terrible collectively. I think there was a number of individual mistakes, and Liverpool's game plan, take nothing away from it, was superb. But I feel fundamentally, before I speak about Liverpool, I look at our boys and I say, is there anything more that we could have done to guard against this result with respect to Liverpool? And I think there was. I think, you know, defensive mistakes were one. You saw it highlighted for I believe Keita in the build up to when Salah shot to what led to Mane's goal. Robertson, nobody's following runners. We were quite toothless in front of goal as well. Beyond all of that tactical stuff and whose mistake it was, I don't think there was a belief. At the Emirates, I saw a belief. In the Community Shield, I saw a belief. Different contexts, but last night, Thursday, I saw a belief. I never saw a belief on Monday. So there's still a lot to work on, but we are moving right. And if I'm harsh, you know what? We lost to Liverpool. Like I said, I was just harsh saying we finished our first test, but you know what? Liverpool are a better team than us, on many aspects. We take that loss. Shaky performance against West Ham. We got over the line, let's be real. Perfect against Fulham on the first day. You know, we've got through against Liverpool again. We've beat them on penalties, shown great mental stuff to obviously do the thing. And I'm missing out one more game, I believe, Leicester, where we weren't perfect in the Carling, in the Carabao Cup, about to call it Carling. But we've been alright. We've not been perfect. There's very much the same issues that was there, and they're not going to go away overnight. And when they are going to go away, I'm not sure, because, you know, our pre-season was disrupted by COVID, as was everybody else. But that's what we need to do, man. There are some early aspects Arteta's introduced, but we need to move forward. And like he said, the most crucial word is consistency. You know, consistency will be the difference. If these boys get to celebrate top 4 qualification, potentially a Europa League victory, I would love that in addition to keeping the FA Cup. Or it will mean finishing 8th or below, or just keep breaking negative records. And, you know, if I'm a player, and I know these players are prideful, I know man sit there a lot and say, oh, they earn a lot of money, this, that. That's true. But just because you earn money don't mean you ain't got pride. You know, it must hurt to see these personal comments about these players' abilities. So they need to go off and make sure they make it work. So we've been alright, but consistency is going to be what this club live or die by this season. Obviously, we're unbeaten in 10 games at home, and he has spoken about we can create a fortress at the Emirates for us. It's going to be crucial for the future results at the end of the season. Not just for results, but as well for performance and what we can inspire, what we can transmit at home. We want to play with that confidence at home, where we have to be really resilient and dominate games to impose ourselves in those games. I think the game on Sunday is a really difficult one. I watched Sheffield United games already, and they deserve much more from those games. The way they play is tricky, so I'm expecting a really difficult game. And remember, this team took 4 points off us, you know. We can look at, we played Liverpool, and a lot of the focus of the 3 games this week was on Liverpool twice. But you can't disrespect Sheffield United, regardless of the fact of they're on 0 points. They've got however many defeats and, you know, and whatnot. Because Chris Wilder's men are a very good coach side. They've got a fantastic coach. They've got a fantastic ethos. You know, they took 4 points off us last season, so we cannot underestimate them. And as an Arsenal fan, you also know, you know, there'll be a player that ain't scored in 11 hours. He'll play Arsenal, bag a hat-trick. A team's not on a winning run. You know, or a manager's job's on the line. They play Arsenal and it's some heroics and whatnot. Like when we lost to Brighton in the restart, they couldn't buy a win at that moment in time. They bucked us and we won. So like I said in my preview, I want to avoid that. Don't let Chris Wilder and his men go there and say our season starts today, because that's what I would be doing if I was him. I'd be rallying it up and say, listen, I'm not being funny. These Arsenal team are paid more than you, than all these things, but you're a better team than them. Let them have all the technical abilities. The only one you need to watch is Aubameyang. You know, the rest of them are overrated. You know, whether I believe that or not, that's what I'm telling my boys, to gas them. And they're going to come back and, you know, Arsenal, one of Arsenal's problems has been reacting when teams want it like that. You know, that's one thing we need to pattern up this season. So like he said, it is going to be a tricky game. He mentioned, just as I said, I was talking about 4 points. He mentioned the fact that they took 4 points off us. He said, I hope we can go on Sunday and grab 3 points because it's going to be a really important for us before the international break. The differences are in both teams, and I think you'll notice some changes in structure and players. It's a different game to last season, but I know what we're trying to do and how difficult it will be. They have the necessity for points as well, and we will make the team even more ready to do it. He was asked about Bukayo Saka, and he said more or less he was delighted for him and the fact that, you know, he's obviously got to progress and got to play, well, on the verge of potentially playing for England, people. Away from that, he was pressed on Hassan Aouar with links, and he said, well, I am very confident in what we are trying to do internally. I am getting clarity and support from everyone at the club to try and improve the team if we can. But most importantly as well, to get the right balance in the squad for now and the way we want to evolve the squad in the future. We are all very much aligned, but I'm afraid that I cannot give you any updates. When pressed on Torreira, he said, I'll give you an update with any player when we have an update to give. At the moment, unfortunately, there's nothing concrete for any player. And you've seen emerging reports, Torreira and his agent are off to Madrid. They've completed the medical. Simply put, dots will be crossed. I's will be dotted and T's will be crossed. It seems that he will be joining them on loan for with the option of making it permanent next summer. Asked on Saliba, who's been linked with moves away, people, he said, well, as I explained, the difficult year that the player had and the plan that we had for him for the transitional year, we could not achieve. We are looking at different options to try to have the best possible development for him and to protect our intentions with William for the future. We want to both be aligned and make the best decision for now and the future. And I think Arteta's had a look at him and he doesn't think he's currently ready to be part of his first team. If he is ready to persist with maybe Mustafi, Socrates and these sort of players staying and not leaving, what we expect. And also, you know, you've got Marie, you've got Louise, who's here for at least one more year. You've brought in Gabriel, and Holding's played the last 90 minutes of 6 games. So he's doing his thing. So I don't think he thinks Saliba is ready, which I don't necessarily mind. I want him to stay and be integrated, but I don't necessarily mind that. So if he has to go out on loan, why it's frustrating, because we've been waiting for him forever. It is what it is. He was then asked about the importance of the next few days in the window. He said, yeah, I think it's a crucial moment because in the end it defines the people, the players, the balance and the quality that you're going to have for the rest of the season. We need to make some decisions in the next few days. I think everyone has been so delayed so much, not just us, but probably every team because of the context that we're in at the moment. We will try to make the best possible decisions, and at the end, whatever we have, we'll go for it fully convinced and prepared to have a good season. So it is what it is if we get into the top 4, but yeah, I don't think we can do it with these existing players. He was asked on player morale if sales aren't made before the window. He said, I don't know. The way we try to communicate to the squad and communicate to the players, we try to tell everyone their role and what we expect of them. The players have really good communication with myself, the coaching staff and the club as well, to put on the table how they are feeling, how they see themselves, what they're looking for in their careers. We try to assess every player individually, but as well in a collective way. And a player that doesn't play is never happy. And I don't want them to be happy. What I want from them is to try and earn their place, try to change it. We have a lot of examples here. I joined where players that weren't featuring too much, they weren't playing a lot, and now they are playing regularly. So I don't like the excuse of saying there's a lot of competition, I don't take chances. Take it the other way around, work hard, be involved, and when you have the chance, instead of talking off the pitch, just do it on the pitch, which is the best and most effective way to talk. I can't expand on that, and that's effing lovely from Arteta. When your chance comes, take it. It might be 3 months, it might be, you know, whatever, 3 weeks, 3 days. Be prepared and seize it. Give Arteta a headache. You know, make him think of you before while he's thinking of his wife. You know, when he's thinking of his wife and they're trying to be intimate, he's thinking about tactics and thinking, I can't leave Nelson out. I can't leave Eddie out because I don't care about Laka and all of these things. Give him a headache. Everyone gives him a headache. It's perfect for the manager. You know, the team should be difficult. Players shouldn't be happy to play people. He also gave praise to Chris Wilder and the job he's done. He was then asked on why he started analysing Sheffield United quicker than usual. He said, I was told by someone that we have to look at them, and I always try to see different trends, different ways of playing, formation, structures, patterns, and I was impressed with some of the things that they were doing. It's always good to have this information. You know, he was spoken of, he was then pressed on translating league form. He spoke on during City, which I'm not going to waste you on, but he said, When we would be competing with Liverpool and City, it is easy to say the hardest thing is to get that consistency over 10 months, every 3 days, and that is the level. That is what we have to get as quick as possible, and that is our aim. He was then asked on the fans backing him. He was said, well, I'm glad to hear that they are excited and hopefully they are proud of how the players and the club are trying to present the team every time we play. It doesn't matter where, there's still a long way to go in my opinion, but we're on the right track. And it's good that the synergy between the players, clubs and the fans is back on track. Something he was very vocal on. Every time I get messages, I get the feeling they are very much on board. They are desperate to come back to the Emirates, and the players as well. They are desperate to have our fans back, feel their support and connection again. That connection is vital for our success, and hopefully we can have them back in the future.